You know it's a special car when it's yellow. Hey, welcome to Outkast Panda Crew. Today we're going to tell you about 10 of the best yellow special edition 90s cars. Before we get into it, please hit that subscribe button and that bell icon, and don't forget to give us a like. Let's go!
Like a Hellcat.
Coming in at number 10, the Mitsubishi Evo 3. The Mitsubishi Evo had 270 brake horsepower and 309 Newton meters of torque. It was launched in 1995 with a more aggressive styling and a new front bumper to improve the air supply to the radiator, intercooler and the brakes. New side skirts and rear bumper added to the aggressive look, with a new rear spoiler to reduce the lift. In 1996, the Evo 3 won the WRC with Tommy Mäkinen driving it. Jackie Chan had a yellow Evo 3. In the movie Thunderbolt, this was his own car, and that's why yellow Evos are so special. At number 9, Mazda RX-7 Bathurst Edition FD3S. The ultimate incarnation of the FD3S was built to commemorate Mazda's dominance in a Bathurst 12-hour race in Australia, which it won in 92, 93 and 94. This RX-7 was the highest power to weight ratio of all the RX-7s. The 13B rotary engine had 280 brake horsepower and the car only weighed 1,260 kilos. This special edition came with custom height adjustable coilovers and some special fog lights. Only 500 of these perfect 50-50 weight distribution RX-7s were made, and are all destined for the JDM world in a beautiful sunburst yellow. At number 8, the Camel Trophy Land Rover. You can choose between a Discovery, a Defender, a Ranger or a Freelander. It doesn't matter, as long as it's a Land Rover in yellow and a Camel SIG sticker plastered on the side, you're in the comp. Every vehicle was extensively modified with roll cages, winches, snorkels, mud tyres, bigger suspension, upgraded gearbox components, more fuel tanks, bigger spotlights, bloody flagpoles because you can, and a ton more gear on top. The Camel Trophy lasted 20 years, ending in 2000, and most of the Land Rovers competing stayed in the host nation, but a few came back to the UK and are very collectible now. At number 7, the Honda Civic Jordan Edition. Back in 1999, when Eddie Jordan's F1 team were at the giant killing height, Honda produced 500 EK4 Civics painted bright yellow with Jordan's logo all over it. It came with some of the EK9 Type R body kit, minus a grille and the rear spoiler. It had the 1.6 VTI S engine, which was handy as it was a lot of people's wet dreams. Remember Hector from the Fast and Furious? Well, you could modify the Hector out of these. Standard, they had 160 brake horsepower and 0 to 60 was 7.9 seconds. These are a rare sight, with only around 300 left still registered in the UK. These are the special Honda Civic in Jordan yellow. At number 6, the Fiat Ciento Michael Schumacher Edition. The in-betweeners Fiat Michael Schumacher Edition came with an RBAF styling kit and ABS. Can't really believe that's a thing, but okay. Fiat released this 1.1 litre edition due to Ferrari driver Formula 1 success. Schumacher was racking in the wins and Fiat whacked on a body kit. There was no power mods and 5,000 of these little beauties were done. However, there was another secret edition of these. The German tuner Novatec added a turbo to a 1.6 and a 6-speed gearbox. So this was a proper special edition in yellow. At number 5, the BMW E36 M3 Yellow Edition. Okay, so it's not an out and out special edition, but it came in Dakar yellow and he stood out from the crowd of silver and white boring coloured cars. The BMW E36 M3 was introduced in 1992 and it had an inline 6 with Bathurst cams, which is the German VTEC year. The engine had shy of 300 brake horsepower from a 3 litre, and in 1995 BMW upgraded the E36 M3 to a 3.2 litre, which gave it 321 brake horsepower and a 0 to 60 time in 5.5 seconds. The styling kept pretty much the same, and it's a timeless looking car. Must remind myself to buy some M3 looking mirrors on eBay. At number 4, the Honda CRX Y49. Honda CRX 2nd Gen in Barbados Yellow or Y49 was produced between 1987 and 1991. Some owners will tell you that it's cursed, and it's fact. From having animals run into the CRX, lampposts falling onto the yellow CRX, or car parts failing and breaking unexpectedly, being broken into and vandalised, all happening regular in possession of a yellow CRX. What is true is Honda banned the colour Y49 in 1991 as it had radioactive dye found in the yellow paint. Could it be a curse come from the Honda engineers that got sick? Who knows, just don't buy a Yellow Edition CRX. At number 3, the Mitsubishi FTO GPX Special Edition. In commemoration of winning Car of the Year Japan 1994, Mitsubishi produced a limited edition GPX FTO in a unique dandelion yellow with the emblems Car of the Year on the C-pillars. The car also was given an LSD as standard. Only 207 GPX FTOs were produced, and even more rare was the manual. Only 20 were produced, the rest were auto. The engine was a 2 litre double overhead cam V6 producing 200 horsepower, which is pretty cool. Car owners who have one would often swap Evo 1, 2 and 3 calipers on the FTO, which was apparently a bolt-on. The 90s were just a simpler time. At number 2, the Honda Integra Type R X DC2. This DC2 is a little bit more special than most. For a start, the Phoenix Yellow was the rarest colour for the DC2, and second, it was the RX version, which was one of the last ever DC2 built. It was stripped bare and weighed just over 1,100 kilograms. Focus on making the car brilliant to drive. It was given an LSD, stiffer body shell, harder suspension, bigger anti-roll bars, and it even had slimmer glass to keep the weight down. The engine was a B18C that revved to 8,000 RPM and it had 180 brake horsepower standard. In Japan, the Integra was revered as one of the best sports cars of the 90s. At number 1, the Volvo 850 T5R Estate. The 850 Estate was first on sale in 1991, but in 1995 the 850 T5R came. 245 brake horsepower, 340 Newton meters of torque, a 5-speed manual gearbox, 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds, a top speed limited to 150 mph. The tuning was co-developed by Porsche, as was the interior with its 90s Porsche Alcantara seats. The T5R package came with a slightly different, more aggressive front bumper lip, side skirts and a modest spoiler. Only 2,537 cream yellow Volvo 850 T5Rs were produced. Oh, and did you know they raced in the BTCC and entered the Bathurst 1000? This is the ultimate family wagon, racing on a Sunday, school on a Monday. I might have a new song here for Craig David though. Right guys, that was Outkast Panda's top 10. You know you've got a special car if it's Yellow Edition. Please give us a like and subscribe, and remember, we have a car meet every Thursday and you can buy our merch there. See you soon.